Welcome. This is a story from Woman Word Weaver. While this story cannot replace counseling, it was written for hurting hearts after losing a pet.
Two Open Hearts, A Pet Tale. Written by Andrea Guadalupe Gonzalez, MS, LPC. Illustrated by Carlos Lemos. Heidi Katzenberg stood on her back deck. She was remembering the love she felt for her cat Sven. She had had fish, hamsters, cows, pigs, and dogs before. Among all of these, Sven was her favorite. No pet could listen to her problems as well as Sven. Tears were rolling down Heidi's face. She missed her cat Sven. He had been feeling very sick and he passed away. Her heart hurt and was torn into pieces. Sven used to greet Heidi by the door every single day. Now Heidi cried every day when she came home from school because she missed Sven. As the months went on, she cried less and less. Heidi's heart was slowly healing. Friends told Heidi that she should get another cat to replace Sven. She did not ever want to hurt like that again. She decided that she would close her heart instead and keep it locked up. This felt safer. Heidi's very sweet friend, Dylan, had just found a cat. He named the cat Edsel. Edsel really needed a home. Dylan took the cat home with him so Heidi could see if she liked him. Heidi and her friend Rosita went to Dylan's house and they played with Edsel in Dylan's garage. Edsel was very gentle. Rosita said, "He seems very sweet and I like him." Heidi nodded. She didn't think he was very sweet and gentle. However, her heart didn't feel like Edsel should be her cat. Heidi cried in front of Rosita and Dylan. It was always safe to cry in front of them. Rosita and Dylan comforted Heidi with their words and hugs. Rosita said, "Your heart still misses Sven." Rosita was right, as usual. Dylan said, "I know it is hard to lose that much love." Little did anyone know, magical things were at work to help open Heidi's heart. As time passed, she could feel her heart opening. Behind Heidi's house were some woods. There were lots of cats that lived in those woods. They were all strays. Strays are cats that don't belong to anyone. They usually stay away from humans. There was one stray cat named Franz. He was born of a litter of 11. He looked like most of the strays from the forest, gray with black stripes. Yet he was very different from the other cats in the inside. Franz had a dream in his heart. He wanted to be someone's pet with a big heart. He wanted to be fed, petted, and loved. His brothers and sisters thought he was crazy. His own mother told him, "Franz, humans are trouble. They can be really mean. It is safer to stay away from them." Even though he was so young, Franz thought people are probably like cats. Some are really nice, and some are still working on being nice. He kept the dream in his heart of living with a human family. Every night before he went to sleep, he would think about what it would feel like to sleep on a blanket instead of the hard ground. He would think about what it would be like to know you could find water at any time. He smiled as he drifted off to sleep. The very next day, Heidi and Franz crossed paths. As Heidi was walking down the street, she saw Franz. She rubbed her eyes. He looked a lot like Sven. She watched as Franz was letting a little boy pet him. All throughout the day, Heidi kept seeing Franz in her mind. She had a hard time thinking about her math at school. Then a miracle happened. Heidi walked up towards her back deck. There was Franz. She ran over to him. Franz let her pet him. He had the loudest purr she had ever heard. Franz was allowed to come inside the house. He hopped up on the couch. He had never sat on a cushion before. He couldn't believe how soft it was. No wonder people live inside and sit on these things, he thought. They are quite nice. The whole family came from the kitchen into the living room to pet him. Everyone wanted a turn. 8 people petted Franz that day. He looked around the living room. He was very curious. There were so many things to explore with Heidi. Then Franz got to lay on a pillow. He thought, I must be dreaming. He went all through the house and explored everywhere until he came upon the girl cat, Madonna. She hissed at him. Heidi scooped him up and said, Don't worry, Franz. Madonna didn't like me at first either. She will come around. It was time to put Franz back outside. Heidi had mixed feelings. We all have mixed feelings sometimes. Part of her didn't want to put Franz outside. Another part of her wanted to keep her heart closed. What if Franz didn't like her enough? What if he ran away? What if he wouldn't be happy living inside with Heidi and her family? Heidi thought of all these things as she put him outside. It began to rain. She felt sad to put him outside in the rain. She tried to make herself feel better by thinking he must have a place to go to when it rains. Heidi's parents gave her permission to let Franz live with the family if she wanted. She was grateful and afraid. She didn't want her heart broken again. The very next day, the temperature dropped down to 15 degrees. Heidi didn't want Franz to freeze. She decided to be brave. She opened up her heart to Franz, even though she was afraid. Snow started falling, and Franz moved in. It was easy because he didn't have a suitcase. His family thought he was crazy. They thought he was making a big mistake. How could they know which lights were inside a house? None of his brothers and sisters had ever sat on a cushion before. Franz had his very own bed. It was soft and warm. He liked it, but he liked sleeping on Heidi's bed the most. He even jumped up and down on the bed when no one was looking. The next day, Heidi gave him some cream. He quickly licked it up. Cream! What marvelous white stuff! He was so happy, he pictured confetti falling from the sky. Wow, humans have it made, he thought. That night, he climbed up on the headboard of Heidi's bed. Heidi was sleeping and woke up to a cat falling down on her face. Franz! Franz Josef Katzenberg! What are you doing? She yelled. He scratched her nose as he landed on her face. The next day at lunch, everyone noticed the scratch. Heidi was tempted to say Madonna did it. She knew that would be wrong. So Heidi made the right choice and told the truth. She had to convince her mom that Franz did not do this on purpose. Franz knew he better behave. Before Franz went to sleep, he thought of all of the things he was grateful for. His list was long. His attitude was gratitude. He grabbed a pencil and wrote this list. 1. Water anytime I want. 2. Food almost any time I want. 3. Cream and more cream. 4. A warm bed. 5. Being petted by Heidi. 6. Sitting on a cushion. 7. Jumping on the bed when no one is looking. 8. Tearing up the toilet paper roll. 9. Not having to find a place to stay when it rains or snows. 10. Being picked up by Heidi. 11. Heidi's kisses on the top of my head. 12. Nobody knowing that I can read and write. 13. Having a picture of me and Heidi by the bed. 14. Opening my heart to Heidi. 15. My dream coming true. Heidi found this list and thought, how could this be? Cats can't write, or can they? Heidi decided that it didn't matter if he wrote it. She knew her heart was open to loving friends. They were two open hearts that believed in their dreams. This is what is most important. Keep your heart open and believe in your dreams.